I have approximately a bajillion words left to write in 3 days. Hello, my creatures. Welcome to week 4 of Camp Nano. This is the final week to crunch out the last bit of my project, and I will have a lot of crunching to do this week if I want to finish. I am sitting a little bit under 24,000, and my goal for the month was 35,000. And you know, the first week I wrote, I want to say it was like a little bit over 1,100, and the second week I also wrote a very decent chunk. So if I buckle down, I have faith that I can get this done. But if you followed my last NaNoWriMo vlog, then you know that I have changed sort of the way that I'm setting my goals. So instead of pushing to do a certain number of words, I am using the post-it note system, and I am using the quests and for the words as sort of like ways to judge how much work I'm getting done. And over the last 3 days, I feel like I haven't gotten a whole lot done. It was a slow beginning of the week, but that was because I had some unexpected school stuff that popped up that was a little bit more important and really time sensitive. So that sort of took precedent, but I still kept my writing between 500 and 1,000 words a day. Today I was able to complete 3 quests, which I was really excited about, but those quests were sort of like near finishing whenever I started my writing for today. So I added about 1,300 words, and I am very close to moving 2 of my post-it notes on the board because of that. So I am very excited to hopefully crank out those words in the next few days. But I am going back to work for the first time since quarantine started. So I really think going back to work is going to result in one of 2 things. So what I hope will happen is that it'll get me back on a more regular schedule. Like I used to wake up at the same time every day and have several hours to get some stuff done. And then I'd go to work around 12 or 1, and I'd work until the late evening, and then I'd come home and I'd get some creative work or some studying done before I went to bed. So I'm hoping that going back to work, we even have shortened hours. So I'm hoping that as I go back and as I work and I come home early, I'll still have energy to work with. But I do fear that the second thing will happen, and that is that I'm going to burn out a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to work, which I'm not used to doing as hard anymore, and it's just going to be tired, and I'm going to have probably a small adjustment period. But I'm hoping that adjustment period is just 1 or 2 days to get my sleep schedule on track and nothing too extreme. But even work and all of that aside, I have 12,000 words I have to write between now, which is Sunday evening, and Thursday if I want to win camp. And I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen or not. Welcome to April 28th. This is my second day back at work, and I am somehow already exhausted. I don't even work very long. I think I worked 6 hours yesterday, and I'm going to work 5 hours today. I'm actually getting ready to leave, which is why I'm all done up. I work at Starbucks, so I have to have my hair pinned up, but I wanted to announce to you guys that I've had my best writing day yet, and it was in the panic of NaNoWriMo is almost over. And yesterday I wrote 2,600 words. I think it was like 2,670 something words, but I was really excited about that to chip away at my goal a little bit, but I'm still very far off. Right as I was like finishing those words up, I had gotten some like paperwork back for my newest school endeavors, which I am so excited about, but they have been a little bit time consuming lately. But if you are curious as to what those are, please hit the subscribe button because we're going to be talking about them next week. But I just had so much to do with that, and it kind of ate away at the rest of my writing time yesterday and this morning, and I have stuff to do whenever I come home. So I have a feeling that I'm not going to get a whole lot done today. I hope I'm wrong, but some of this stuff is just time sensitive and I really have to get it done. Yeah, but so far work has been nice, other than the fact that like I'm tired, and I think that has to do with stressing over paperwork, not as much as work, but also I'm making myself get up like earlier every day just to reset my schedule. But day 2, it's going pretty well. My feet hurt. I got so used to standing for 10 to 12 hour days depending on like when I got up to get ready, because I would like get up and I would like walk around the house and do laundry and clean things, and then I would shower and get ready, and like I'm standing during that whole time, and then I would go and I would work for 8 hours or so, and then I haven't done that for a month. So the soles of my feet hurt, but I'm managing, I'm making it do. Work isn't too busy. I don't think a whole lot of people know that we're open yet, but that's been kind of nice to sort of just like get into the habit and the muscle memory of making drinks and scrubbing everything and taking it down. We are actually closing at 5 p.m. now. So I was originally really excited about that because it gives me time to write in the evening, and I had this vision on Sunday before I started work that I would go to work and I'd come home and I'd do all this writing. But in reality, I'm going to go to work until 5:30, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to do all this paperwork stuff that I have to do for school. And this program is just so exciting, and I'm just so geeked out that I'm not even sad about having to do the paperwork. I'm just sort of recognizing that it's going to take away from a lot of my words today, and hopefully just today. Like, if I can get all of this done today, I have to wait for like a response from somebody, which I think might take a few days. So if I can get all this done today, then I could just ignore this until the end of Nano, and that's kind of like the goal. But that aside, I'm going to have a great day at work. I did my makeup all nice, so that I can go to work and put a mask on and no one will see it, but I feel good about it. I'm also planning on taking a notebook with me. We have this new job called door duty because we're not allowed to have any customers in. So you mobile order from your phone and we like bring it to the door whenever it's ready. And we have like a table, like prop the door open. So we set the drink on the table. That way people can come up and get their drinks and have minimal contact with us or each other. And during door duty in times where it's slow, it's a lot of like reading work-related like material and catching up on things. But I caught up on all of that yesterday, luckily, and whenever I was done, they had let me do word searches for a little while, just like a couple books that the manager brought and sat on the table, which was really kind of relaxing and nice. But I'm going to bring a little notebook and a pen, and maybe if I get stuck on door duty today, I can get out a couple hundred words, like handwritten style. But it's all like how the day goes and how much stuff needs to get done.
Don't give up so easily. Open up.
Welcome to April 30th, the last official day of Camp NaNoWriMo, and I still have a bunch of words left. Like a bunch. Like, it's actually physically impossible for me to complete NaNoWriMo this year. And I kind of made terms with that a couple days ago, but yesterday I had an amazing writing day. I almost thought maybe like 2 or 3 days ago that I would like push to finish. So I think the last time I checked in was 2 days ago, and I was heading to work, and I did get some writing done at work that day. I wrote almost 500 words while I was watching the door, but now we're getting a little bit more busy because people know that we're open. I also just had a lot of things that popped up this week that were really important, and they were all like school education related and super time sensitive. So I'm kind of okay with the fact that that's what sort of took over my time, but also I do want to finish. I am going to finish my goals. I just don't think it's going to be tonight. But the real excitement was yesterday when I wrote 3,047 words. I want to say it was 47. It was 3,040 something words before I went to bed. I had a really good writing time up until like maybe 15 or 1,600 words. And then it was like, I'm still awake, I will write. And then when I got to like 2,500, I'm like, I might as well push for 3,000. And I did, and I pushed myself right over that line, but I'm not really excited about what I wrote. I wasn't really in the mood to be writing, and I totally think that sometimes you just have to make yourself do it, but it's just not the quality words that had come right before it, and it was a little bit disappointing. So between yesterday and today, I was just thinking maybe I'll just force myself to write the extra 6,000 words, and I'll just write and write and write and just get any words down as long as it's 6,000 so I could say I can win. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to write 6,000 words of garbage that are going to get cut out of my manuscript. And even though I am tired, I am exhausted. I always seem to do this. I'm the worst procrastinator. I do want to work tonight, and I want to work until I really can't think straight anymore, and then I'm going to go to bed. I don't work at Starbucks tomorrow. I have some things to do for my sister's baby shower, which I am really excited about, but I don't have to run around and stand on my feet all day. So hopefully I don't have to run around and stand on my feet all day. I don't really know. But I brought tea home from work, so I have tea to keep me going. It's also an orange day. I'm doing orange as my backdrop because, I don't know, it's just fresh feeling, and I'm hoping that'll help keep me awake. I like to change my backdrop lights just with my mood, honestly. And on the way home from work, I bought all the stuff to make salsa. So I had like a little meltdown crisis in the middle of writing yesterday and was like, I really want salsa, and I want like sweet, thin restaurant salsa. I know that's really weirdly specific, but salsa is one of my favorite things to eat. So on the way home from work, I work right next to a grocery store. I went and I bought all the stuff to make salsa, and I've never made salsa before, but I am really excited to try. That was a lot. I made salsa once in high school in culinary arts, and it was butt salsa, but that's different because it was high school culinary arts. I am about 1,000 words into my night, a little bit more, maybe around 1,100 words, and I've decided that I need a salsa break. This happened yesterday too. I was writing and I was just craving salsa, and I'm craving Steel Cactus, specifically their salsa, which you can't buy in stores. So I looked up some sweet, thin, restaurant-style salsa recipes, and I decided that this is important enough that on April 30th at 9:45 p.m. I am taking a writing break, which I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm making salsa.
There's more to our story. Baby, open up to me. Don't give up so easily. Open up your eyes and see. There's more to our story. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging on. Baby, open up to me. Don't give up so easily.
He's apparently not getting enough attention, and he doesn't care about my writing. Alright, it is the end of my April 30th writing time. I mean, technically it's already May because I always write sort of past midnight. So it's right around 2 o'clock now. I am exhausted, so I'm going to go to bed. But I finished the month at 31,463 words, which I am really proud of. And I do know that there's a small chunk of those words that I'm probably going to end up cutting just because they were a tool to sort of get my mind going, but I'm really excited that I have this many words done in the project. I was able to complete one quest tonight. I sort of did 1.5, and I will be moving one post-it note whenever I'm done with this video, which I'm really excited about. But I have made the decision to extend this vlog at least one day, but more than likely 2, to follow through with the end of Camp NaNoWriMo. I am less than 4,000 words away. And then at the end, I will announce a little blurb about what my work in progress is, currently entitled, but I've been calling it Project Witch Hunt, which I like very much. I think the name of what I've been calling it has changed a few times. If you look at my NaNoWriMo updates, it's written as All But Forgotten in there, and that was my original working title, but honestly, 3,000 words in or so of this story, that really just didn't seem to fit really well. So I'm sticking with a very vague Project Witch Hunt, and then whenever the first draft process is over, I might have a better idea of what I think the title should be. But yeah, I have to say I am a little bit disappointed. If I would have just had 2 or 3 more writing sessions throughout the week, I would have finished no problem. But a lot of the stuff that popped up was school stuff that's going to help me with my writing, and I am very excited to sort of get that underway. As a small hint for those of you who are curious, this was my first textbook, the Chicago Manual of Style, and honestly, this thing is huge. I can't get over the size of this textbook. It's so heavy that if you hold it by the dust jacket, it just slides out. I'm really excited about this, to be honest. I really do think it'll help my writing, and I think the educational sort of aspect of it is really going to help my channel and help with things that we're going to talk about, and I really hope to take you guys along the journey with me.
Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging on.
Welcome to May 1st. I'm sorry about my glasses. I know they have a little bit of a glare. I hope it's not too bad. It's too late for my contacts. I'm just tired and my eyes are dry. So glasses it is. I have had an insanely productive day. I know Camp NaNoWriMo is technically over, but I am not giving up. I am completely committed to finishing my NaNoWriMo goals in lieu of the distractions that happened over the last week. And to be honest, I had a really productive writing day, and I also got a lot of other stuff done. I wrote between 400 and 500 words this morning before I started my day, and then we got a lot of stuff together for my sister's drive-by baby shower, and I'm really excited about that. That is tomorrow. And then I spent the evening at my parents' house. We had a nice pizza night. It was super relaxing, and I typed a lot on my phone, which is the first time I've ever really done that because my eyes are bad. I like having a laptop. I like having a big screen, but I got about 790 or so words done. I fought an 800 word creature in my game, and the extra words are usually what you type in backspace. So if I misspelled something and I went back, or I typed part of a sentence and I backed up and I reworded what I was saying. So the number of what you're fighting on the creature always ends up being a little bit less in your manuscript. So I just fought one creature for fun while we were laying around watching movies, and it was really relaxing. I really liked it. I went to add those words into my NaNoWriMo website though, and because the Camp NaNoWriMo challenge is for the duration of April, it won't let me upload the words for today. It'll let me upload the words, but I have to say they were from yesterday, and I kind of feel like I'm lying, but I'm using it to track my progress, so I'm going to keep uploading my words that way. But the whole website is marketed to be used all year round if you wanted, even though they have these events in April, July, and November. So I'm kind of disappointed that I can't keep adding to this project. I either have to change it and say it's not an April Camp NaNoWriMo project, or I have to start a new one to be able to log my words for it. But I guess that's really just a minor annoyance. I do most of my organizing and writing in Scrivener anyway. So I am right under 33,000 words, and I'm still in the mood to write even though it's a little bit later. So I'm going to wash up and get ready for bed, and I think I'm going to lay around and write just until I get tired. Super relaxed, whatever I feel like doing kind of writing, seeing if I can get any quests or anything done. And I don't want to push myself too much, but I definitely want to finish by tomorrow. But with only 2,300 words left, I think as long as I get sort of under the 2,000 word mark today, it should be fairly easy to finish tomorrow. But I really think I don't have a whole lot going on tomorrow after the baby shower, so that'll take up the majority of the morning. And then in the evening I'm free, so as long as I get a couple hundred words down, ideally I want to get under 2,000 words because I think that would be really easy to knock out tomorrow. So I do have post-it notes that I still haven't done yet for the month, and I don't really mind if they don't get done for tomorrow. Those are those organizational things because they're going to be next on the checklist anyway. So what I really want to do is I want to finish my 35,000 words as soon as possible, because even though I didn't win NaNoWriMo, I kind of want to finish. It's almost like when you're running a race and you're in last place and everybody's done, but you still want to cross the finish line. I'm sort of in that mindset. I'm ready to cross the finish line and say that I did my 35,000 words. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow with the last update of April 2020's Camp NaNoWriMo. This is probably my favorite creature, just because of how dramatic the artwork is, but you can also win these jars that are at her hips by completing quests. Welcome to May 2nd. I am officially done with my NaNoWriMo goal. I just got finished writing for the day, and I am at 36,437 words, and I am super proud of it. And I feel like I still have a lot to do for this beginning section of the manuscript, but this week has been really productive. I got all my paperwork finished and squared away, and the people got back to me, and I did the second set of paperwork as well. I have all of my textbooks for school that's starting soon. I finished this chunk in my manuscript. I've decided how I wanted to move forward. It's just been a really productive and happy last few days. And my sister's baby shower turned out amazing, and I'm just really excited that we got to celebrate her and then we got to shower her in presents and stuff. She really deserved it. So it's just been a really good couple of days. Now moving forward, that's what's important, and if you've made it this far, you might be interested in next week's video where we're going to be talking about different types of NaNoWriMo projects and what you might want to do with them moving forward. So if that's something something that you find interesting, make sure you subscribe so that you can get updates along the way. So with this story moving forward, I had the post-it note system where I was moving post-it notes on my window to help sort of track my progress and see what I was getting done. I really like that and I want to keep doing that, but I'm actually going to take all of the post-it notes off my window now, and I'm going to rework the system and try to think of as many post-it note sized tasks as I can for the whole duration of the rest of the book. I also think it's really important now to pause and to correct some things before I move forward. So I have a notebook that I have been keeping notes in as I go along, where I stop and say, like, I need magic to be introduced sooner, I need this character to be introduced sooner or in a different way, I need more scenes in this person's point of view, things like that, and I have a very clear vision of how I want the beginning of the book to start. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to ignore that now and to continue writing so that future me in 50,000 words has to try to remember what my vision is now. So I'm actually going to pause at 36,000 words and I'm going to go back from the beginning and I'm going to do some big developmental edits between the beginning and this 36,000 word point. So what I'm working with now is a solid 0 draft. There are sections that I know are boring, there are sections I know need more tension, there are sections that I know where like the stakes need adjusted, and there are chunks where I really think other things need to be introduced and I have a pretty clear image of what that should look like now. So I'm thinking if I go back to the beginning and I fix and I adjust those things now, then I'll have around 36,000. Yes. Then I might be able to turn my 36,000 words of 0 draft that's a little bit of a mess into 25 to 30,000 words of solid first draft with quality work that might last through more than one manuscript edit. And I think that mostly because of how bad my memory is, I think that this might be a good thing to do sort of along the way. So I'm going to stop now and go back and do it, and then I might write another 20 or 30,000 words and I'll go back and do it to that second chunk of words. And I think that's how I'm going to proceed with the rest of this book. But I feel like I had a loose idea of where I wanted the story to start at the beginning. At word 5,000 and 10,000, I had just like a general, this is where I wanted it to go. And now I have like a very clear, this is what I want the foundation to be. This is what I want the relationships to be. This is how often I want magic to appear. Here are the rules that I want to find for magic. And those are all things that I learned along the way. And as I learned them, things have changed that I want to go back and I want to sew through the beginning part of the story so that it has a better foundation. Project Witch Hunt, my goal is to get it done 2020. My original goal was to have it done at the end of July's Camp NaNoWriMo, but I've taken on a pretty intensive school course, so I really don't know if I'll be able to hold on to that goal. It's really going to depend whenever school starts later this month, if that's something that's still realistic. I think I would be comfortable writing between 10 and 20,000 a month. With that in mind, I would finish somewhere like mid-fall 2020, which I think is really good. It can rest for the end of the year and I can revisit it at the beginning of next year and use what I'm learning to fix it up. But for tonight, I'm going to take a celebratory night off. Probably going to grab a drink, I'm going to grab a book, and I'm just going to chill. Happy writing, stay creative, and don't forget to subscribe.